finish him off. If you can't do it, then maybe you should let someone who can, like me.
Said to kill the bare-handed so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Pack and Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dollars rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pain.
What's up, y'all? First of all, I am happy to see your sunshiny face. Second of all, we here. Third of all, a Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Yo, man, I gotta give y'all props. Y'all are doing things, y'all are doing big things. But, of course, we gotta do our thing. NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Holla at your boy. Make sure to support if you can. If you can, go on and hit that like button. Subscribe, share, because it does matter. On the real, all jokes aside, it really does matter. Like, hey, if you like, yo, man, we like a place where we barbershop it up over Star Trek and all that jazz, go on and hit us up. Please, please. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up. Share us to your people. Don't be hiding that light. I be like, yo, hold up. Share that. You know what I'm saying? Because we getting in them strange new worlds. And with that said, I don't see you coming up, but I don't see you coming up. But anyway, talk about you let me in or nah. Like it never came up. Oh, we got Solo out here dancing for money out this joint. You know what I'm saying? We got Solo out here dancing for money. Woo! I'll tell you, boy, it ain't easy on these streets. That boy, I ain't never seen him like this. This is a rare occasion, y'all. You ain't not. See, this is how we get the subscribers up. All right. This is how. See, this is how. So this is how. See, my subscription base for the ladies was a little low. All right. Lisa said she gonna hand you a couple ones on our behalf. You know what I'm saying? Gonna hit you with a couple ones.
I'm gonna hand him a sandwich.
All right, so guys, thank you for rolling through. Geeky Andre, what's up? Now I've introduced myself. You know what I'm saying? We got someone coming through as well, right over here. You know him, you love him. Cinematic Sorcerer. He's getting his Die Hard on right now. Solar Gray.
Hey, guys. Now, it's funny you say the Die Hard because the ghetto bird is literally over the house right now. And I got your thing about showing up tonight, and I'm like, oh man, so I had to tie the hose around my waist and jump off the garage roof. And I'm like, man, I ain't done this since I was 12. How you guys doing out there? Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, coming in from that yard work, because if the Wizard's Tower is not maintained, I got no guarantee on what will come out of those holes I have in the courtyard. Anyway, okay. But it is good to be here. We are talking about my show, my serious show. You know,
now,
so yeah.
Since we talk about the show, we got 3 episodes to get up on. We got Mori or something, Spock Amok, and also Lift Him Up to Christ, whatever it is. I don't remember the name of the episode, but bottom line is, I'm going to start off with this because we're going to be everywhere, but I'll start off with this. Last night I was watching an episode and I paused it. I looked at Lisa and I said, I know space. All right. I know space. And whenever you get any type of beacon, distress call, whenever you hear something, when someone says, "Hark, can you help me?" out in space, it's bad. It's bad coming through. I'm telling you.
We have talked about this before.
I am not wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm sure you can bring up like 2% examples of like when space beacons work out where like you get a beacon and they're like, thanks for helping. Here's 10 million credits for helping us out. But in most cases, when you answer a beacon of any sort, there's trouble behind that. And like I said, I knew it. I said, I know. What happened? We met the Gorn, all right? We got blasted up. All right, got to go into a brown dwarf or something, scoot around a black hole and everything. See what happens when you don't listen to me? See what happens? See, hey, Captain Pike.
What happens is that you end up with a good story.
Yeah, and what 7 dead crew members? What's the story for that? Huh? When you gotta send their flag home to their families? All right, huh? What about that? What about that story?
I'm just saying, what's the point of the Federation? A whole interstellar federation of all these planets, if their primary mission is, yeah, all right,
Nah, I'm just saying you got to stay at a distance and be like, we hurt. What happened? Oh, we hurt. Can you come over here? What happened over there? Move the camera around. Let me see what's going. Let me see around there. Move your camera to the side. Move like turn it around and stuff. Let me see. All right, what's going on? Oh, come down there. We go down there. It's blood everywhere. All right, come on now.
I'm like, no, what happened? What happened? No. You can tell me from over there.
What? Oh well, you can't beam us up because we in a nuclear thing. Well, ain't y'all got like a little shuttle or something? Y'all ain't got that. So now, so I got to come all the way over there. Y'all can't fly over here? No, we can't fly over there. How convenient. Then, all right, so peep this. The cool thing about this episode is that we do get some background into Noonian, who is like the meanest in charge for no reason at all. She's just mean because she's mean. She's the mean member. That's what she's supposed to be, the mean member. But she does get to have some mean fun in another one of these episodes. But she's essentially the mean member. But we find out, we see, on their Memorial Day, she's like, I can't put on the pen because I'm remembering. I guess I'm remembering my older brother and the Gorn. And then when the little kid, I knew it. Once the little kid was like, and when she said, I was like, let me guess, your brother and you, this somehow tied to, like, come on, man, we know. Red alert, we got to get out of here. Now, I do thank her for acting quickly. I thank her for that. You know
I was about to say, I'm like, this is the character that does exactly what you say everybody should be doing all the time.
She's quickly.
Like, oh man, what's up with that? No, man, we gotta go.
She acted
Captain,
quickly.
Trust me as security officer. Let's get the crap out of here.
So I do like that. She acted quickly. Unfortunately, though, it would have been nice to have known about your past and the Gorn and this, that, third. And I ain't say the whole crew got to know, but maybe just the captain be like, yo, man, look, I've been through traumatizing times. And then be like, oh, what happened? What happened, Noonie? What's going on? I see you were walking around here with the double French braids. What's going on with your girl? And she would have been like, yo, there's these monsters and they just want blood. It's dead and hunger behind their eyes. And they'll be like, oh, word? And they'll be like, yeah, they just crazy. You know what I'm saying? They just want to eat people all the time. They just keep eating you and eating you and eating you.
You're killing me. I mean, I get it.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice to know.
Starfleet, they got to at least vet you. Let me check your psych profile.
Let her brother know something before we step. But when it happened, I guess it's traumatic. She was a little kid, so she was like, "Hey, I blocked it out in my head." You know what I'm saying? And then when it came back, she knew the clicking sounds. Oh, my only question is this. All right, so the kid comes back. The kid comes running back. And the shot before that, it seems like all of the people have gotten off the ship. That's the tail end of the people, right? So when the Gorn hit that ship and it blew up and it blew the little spacewalk or whatever, how are they talking about, because there's a quick statement from, I don't know if it's Captain Pike, but somebody's like, they're still getting people off the ship. I'm like, no, they're not. They're done. What people on the ship? There ain't nobody else.
You're making the mistake of missing the narrative device of 10 minutes earlier, or meanwhile, back on the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Just because we watch it in our time being sequential doesn't mean that's how it's written. Okay.
Okay. I'll let it slide. Let it slide. But I like the episode. I like Noonian. Kind of, she's slowly opening up. I know that's going to be her cross to bear. She's slowly opening up. You know what I'm saying? By the end of this season, she'll probably be a little softer. I ain't expecting her to be like, painting rainbows, but you know what I'm saying? She'll be a softer, person, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just being mean to everybody all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm closed off. I'm guarded. I'm the Wolverine of the team. It's just like, because I've talked about Wolverine before too. Yeah, he looks cool, but in real life, you would not want to hang with him. Like in real life, you'd be like, yo, I don't want to hang with this dude because like he's mean and surly. Like Noonan's headstone will say mean and surly. That'll be it. But I did like the episode, especially the mind meld where kind of like getting the memories back and stuff. I was like, all right, I see y'all. I see you making connections. You know what I'm saying? And using the crew in different ways and stuff. Props. And Geeky Andre. Oh, go ahead.
I definitely get where you're coming from. My big thing on a lot of this, okay, is I'm really looking forward to the fact that one, they're getting away from the Klingons, right? And they're making the Gorn a serious threat. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to look like.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you if this is a species that's already been seen and I just don't know them, or if they're brand new.
That's right. You didn't watch the original series. Well, what we got here is what the Gorn used to look like back in the day.
Oh, okay.
This was them, All
right. They look like
dinosaur, reptile,
like lizard from Spider-Man, but was like definitely doing mad push-ups. Like
exactly like the whole Gorn thing.
Because homie was mad brolic. Like,
well, the whole Gorn thing is like the most legendary fight of the classic episode. Because it looks so bad. It looks so. I mean, we got Bill Shatner throwing the styrofoam boulder and hits Gorn, and it bounces off of his rubber mask. I mean, it looks bad. But we're talking about we're literally talking about the Gorn in concept with major special effects, and a whole thing of spacefaring angry lizard people. Sign me up. All right. I am all there. We got so much monsters. And I like the fact that they didn't show the Gorn. The whole episode was just a car chase. That was the main plot. It was like, oh man, get us out of here. All right, hide us in here. And I started getting some flashes to Wrath of Khan, which was very, very intentional given that we're dealing with Soon's ancestry and the eugenics war and all that. So I'm like, all right, all right. They're showing her history. They're showing the problems that she's having coming from a line that was genetically modified. And now we've got a space chase that's very similar to hiding out in the nebula in Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. So very well played. Well played. Absolutely.
Yeah, all the way they kind of like went through different ways to kind of handle it and figure it out, and then finding out that when they thought they were being smart, the Gorn were being smarter. Like, bravo on the whole thing. When they blew up the ship, they were like, and immediately it was like 3 more ships. It was like, and then they blew up one, and the big one came out. It was like, we got through all this, we did this, and like, no.
All I saw was all y'all in our Esper Genesis campaign. And I think if I were to do this to them, I see all of them going, really? No. See, that's why we don't travel in space. That's why I want to do jump cuts just to the next scene. That's what I see. That's what I seriously.
But see, the only thing is our ship on Esper Genesis, I don't think. I don't see. I wouldn't put.
Your ship is not the Enterprise.
I was about to say maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know if I put our ship on the level of the Enterprise.
It's barely the Firefly. It ain't the Enterprise, bro.
Oh, yeah. I figure sometime in the future we're gonna have to steal a better ship, and I say steal because we ain't got money like that. So
no. It's barely the Firefly, which is on that same level as Millennium Falcon. All right, so.
Okay.
We got 4 rooms and a cargo bay. Right. That's about it.
Broke. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got it.
But so I totally see that. Like, we totally did all that stuff. We finally took out the bad guy being all clever and seriously? Serious? Oh, and there's a bigger one too.
Yeah, so the
I like that they
Gorn,
named the Pike maneuver. I really, I
yeah,
really like that they named the Pike maneuver in that episode. So yeah, I'm telling
so
you, man,
props to that.
This show's got my inner Trekkie just squeeing. Like, I understand why Star Wars fans feel the way they do about The Mandalorian, because I'm getting this same feeling with Strange New Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know there's some people on TikTok that was saying that we're not at peak Star Wars, but when we got 2 animated series coming this fall in the style of Clone Wars, which is straight hotness, plus Mandalorian coming back, plus Obi-Wan coming on now, like, we got a whole bunch of great storytelling, plus some comic books that are top quality. Now, The High Republic, I haven't read it, so I'm not sure. The novels have been hit or miss, but there's enough for you to get from. Now, on the Star Trek side, same thing. Like, yo, we got Lower Decks, we got Star Trek Prodigy,
we got Discovery, we got Strange New Worlds.
Yep.
And for the people that are even older than me, they got Picard.
We got Picard too.
But you know what? Star Wars got Boba Fett. All right, so we got
Star Wars a little bit the same.
Boba Fett and the Picard over here, and then everything else for everybody else. So no, we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
I wanted to talk about the Gorn for a second. Joanne Robertson. I hope I ain't screw up your name. I hope it's Joanne. Joanne. Or Joanne, I think it's Joanne, said, I don't think we'll see the Gorn in Strange New Worlds. Now, Joanne, are you thinking season 1 or at all?
That is a very good question.
Because with that, Geeky Andre said, I guess the Gorn are going to be the big bads this season. I wouldn't be mad at them being the big bads overall. Like, maybe there'll be a big bad in season 1, and then maybe like a distant, a distant threat season 2, and maybe you only hear of them attacking other people in season 3, and then season 4 it's like an all out, like, all right, look, they're at our doorstep, so like we got to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows?
See, this is where my canon knowledge kind of gets in the way of speculation. All right.
Okay.
The photo that I brought up, all right.
that photo of that good looking Gorn out there getting his muscles, shined
look
up.
At that dude, just just drink it in.
A fine specimen of Gorn.
Oh, look at that.
All the Gorn ladies want that. You know what I'm saying? All the Gorn ladies, they out there, they trying to find him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what? He's got them arms. He probably got them Gorn lizard pecs going on underneath. Yep, but spoilers for something that's almost 70 years old. In that episode, the whole thing was that the Gorn was tired of fighting and it didn't want to fight Kirk to the death.
Oh,
so it's like, we know
so
that
I guess they change.
Exactly.
They change over time.
And that episode takes place 12 years after Discovery, because that was in, I believe, season 2 of the original series. So we're dealing with this knowledge that that we know. Yes, knowledge. We know that the Gorn are not going to stay a warlike race, and their big bads are going to be replaced with the Klingons, because that is the time period that we're in. But I do like the idea of the Gorn being an interstellar threat for 1, maybe 2 seasons. I think that is just enough.
Just dangerous, just out there, just eating things.
Yeah,
living life, just being all lizardy.
Hey, you know what? We didn't get enough lizard people in the Next Generation. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good point. And you know what? Since we only have one more season, I think we only have one more season left of Discovery, right? I guess there won't be a big bad, maybe this will be a season of like an epilogue-y type of season, like, all right, and they lived happily ever after, maybe. Unless there's another series set like maybe 500 years after that, and be like, oh well, it was cool for a second, but then people started tripping.
I'd be good with that. So yeah, but honestly, I like where the Gorn is going, and Joanne brings up a good point of not showing them because of the stigma they might have gotten from the original series, but simultaneously, the original series did the best it could with its budget and its technology in 1965.
Yeah,
It's 2022.
It's 2022.
Right.
We get busy
It's
now.
2022. We can get down with them lizard people
We do
now.
some good stuff.
I mean, just looking.
I mean, I know they kind of hid Lizard in No Way Home. I know they kind of hit him in the dark, but he still looked good.
Yeah, well, honestly, I was thinking like we've already like the only stable lizard type people we've gotten in Star Trek since the Gorn were the Jem'Hadar on DS9, and they looked pretty good. They looked pretty good. So if the Gorn are an upgrade from the Jem'Hadar, I'm good. I'll be nice and down.
Right,
and
so,
I don't mean an upgrade in the way that what Discovery did to the Klingons, which I will still never forgive them for. So it's a personal preference.
Me, I actually dug it. I was like, you know what? Great way to differentiate a show, and a great way to ask a question like, how did they change? What happened to their race? What went on? What kind of whatever happened?
That's why I'm never forgiving them for it, because it went from a cooler looking version of Worf to the mop top dudes that kind of looked Mongolian Asian, back to Worf, and then something different. And I'm just like, nah, guys, just pick an aesthetic or give us the history. But leaving that question,
I mean, you never know.
Open,
you never know. It might be, it might be different factions. You know what I'm saying? This might be the Klingons from another area.
Problem.
So they got a different.
No, that's my problem. Give me some media that answers that question. Okay, just some media. It don't have to be a show. Give me a book. Give me a comic. Give me a video game.
But question though, do they have to? Now here's why. If you go, like, say if you're traveling around the world, you'll just see people, they'll look different, but I mean, you don't get an explanation. They just like, oh, they look different. Maybe if they had a scene where the Klingons got together like a Klingon collective for a vote, and then you had the light-skinned Klingons, and then you had the dark-skinned Klingons. You know what? And then you had the Klingons, they all had Indian in their family, and then you had.
Yeah, if the Klingon High Council got together and decided we're going to do genocide so we all look alike skeletally, I want to know. Okay, I just want to know. I will accept any explanation. Just give me something in like I said, novel, radio play, comic book, TV show, movie. Don't care. I've just been asking this question since The Next Generation came out in the late 80s. Right? That's all I'm saying. Just answer. It's been 40 years.
Let me know.
People that were born when The Next Generation came out have kids that when those kids see The Next Generation and then see the original series with a Klingon on it, the kids are asking the question. So I'm like, it's been 4 generations. All right, just answer the question somewhere.
They be like, oh, that's the Klingons from the other galaxy. You know what I'm saying? That's why their hair wavy like that. Don't worry about that.
I'm with
that. That's no question.
Closest thing we got was on Deep Space Nine when they went back in time to the original show, and Jadzia asked Worf, and Worf was like, "We don't talk about that." That's it.
Boom. See, so technically, it's already been answered. We don't talk about that, man.
No, it has not been answered.
It's technically been answered. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. All right.
Don't talk
about
Laurel.
Laurel is putting the mind of a Klingon to a regular dude, and then Ash is going crazy because he's kind of Klingon, but he's also kind of human.
Like I said, look, this is 2022.
Worf literally said, "Don't ask no questions," and that was okay
Bruno,
for you.
At least give me a song. All right, that's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's change it.
Yeah, let's move on
because we got other episodes, we got other things that went on. I'm gonna kick this out. Yo, Spock, you was looking good in that black leather, man. I ain't gonna front on you, man. You was looking good in the black leather. You know what I'm saying? Had the little X cross in the tie. Like, go ahead, player. Yo, Spock, you was looking good, man. You was looking good.
I love this episode. It was so brilliant. I have never laughed at an episode of Star Trek that was not named Lower Decks. As hard as I laughed at this,
even though we kind of got some Lower Decks action in the Spock.
We did. We really did. And number one, before anybody forgets, shout out to Nurse Chapel. All right. I love that they are developing her character.
I thought it was cheesy and kind of like paint by numbers, but you know, I'm glad she's
more
getting
than she
some
got
love.
in the original show. She lasted 12
the
episodes.
second she was like, we keep it fun, and that's what we do. I was like, somebody gonna catch feelings. Let me guess. Someone gonna catch
she's getting a
feelings.
thing for Spock. She is getting a thing for Spock. She's like, no, we keep it fun. We do all this stuff. Oh, you funny little Vulcan. You don't know anything about women. Let me teach you, Bone. Ow.
But see, Spock already got a little something. You know what I'm saying? He already got a little something in there. I was like, I don't care. So.
You know,
y'all got the most super formal relationship though. But I mean, y'all are Vulcans, so I get it. Like, hello.
Yeah,
hello.
You know what?
I've been waiting to see you as I you.
No, we talk a lot about Black love on this show, and Vulcan love is sad. It's very sad for me.
It's just it's very administrative. Did you fill out the form to propose a kiss? Yes, I did. I signed in triplicate, and here is the carbon copy. All right. Mwah.
Exactly. Thank you very much for filling out your consent form for dinner on Saturday night.
Thank you. Have we synchronized our calendars? Yes, we have. Alrighty.
It's almost like watching The Big Bang Theory when you look at it, you know? But quite seriously, like, shout outs to the writers and the actors, okay? The actors owned this all the way. Like, my original series knowledge puts me in massive spoiler territory, and it kind of breaks my heart. But the thing is, when she showed up, I don't care if it's Vulcan culture. We all knew she wasn't happy.
Yeah, she was. She had that look like, your job been getting in the way long enough.
You know, just sitting up like, I understand that you have your duties and that you missed our appointment to have food together. I do understand. It is logical that I am here in your place of business and you must work. And I'm like, bro, she's only saying it's okay. It's not okay.
I'm like,
that's when you, baby, I'll take the day off.
That's when you need me, who's not Vulcan, to lean over and be like, she mad at you, my man. She mad.
As I said, shout out to Nurse Chapel. Shout out to Nurse Chapel.
She mad at you. I don't know what you done did, but you done did something. No.
I'm serious. We're literally like that dark-skinned black dude from Law and Order. Like, so you had an ambassadors meeting at 3:00. Yes, I did. So it was 3:00 that it was your ambassadors meeting. My ambassadors meeting was precisely at 3:05. So at 10 after 3, you had to be at your meeting. If I had to be there at 3:05, it stands to reason that I had to be there at 10. You know you done messed up, right?
It's like, no, I said 2:00. No, I mean 4. I don't know.
You know you done messed up. You know, and that was her for the whole first act. Like,
and then them doing the body swap. There was some comedy in that. But then also some understanding in it. Like, okay, I get it. It was very much. He's not just out here gallivanting. There's like real things he has to do, and there's like he's doing real business, just like I'm doing. I got to go out and I guess get a criminal to logically come to jail or something. When I'm like, why don't you just be like, yo, you coming to jail? That's it, player. Like,
no, and real talk, like it is one of those things that I wish more couples could do. Especially couples from our culture, because we got some insecurities and some deep hurts. So it's like, man, your man stepping out on you, girl, or I know. Look, I know her boss is just having her work a whole lot of overtime and all that stuff. So if we could switch bodies and see what our partner actually has to go through. So when they get home,
so we don't have to like make up stories
with a beer or a pedicure. You know, I mean, it's just like, oh, I'm sorry, you got to work for that man, baby. Here you go, have a beer. You know, and her going, man, I did not know you had to lift such heavy objects at work while being yelled at. Let me rub your feet for what, you know,
like,
that real understanding. And
like you can just come home and look at each other and be like, respect.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I adored the main plot line on this one, the negotiation with the other race on whether or not they should join the Federation. I'm like, Captain Pike, you are climbing that ladder, man. I'm gonna have to build you a chair right next to Cisco. Right, right next to Cisco.
Like Captain Pike is looking good this season, man.
He really is.
All right, think about this. He's got the cool hair. All right. Got the cool hair. He's already got that. He's got the square jaw. All right. He's got the fresh new suits. They're like pressed every day. You know what? Where is the dry cleaning deck for all of the you know what? I won't even ask no questions.
That's on Lower Decks next season.
Oh, okay, cool.
You just get one overworked ensign with an ironing board going, we're supposed to be in the future, right? I thought this was the 25th century.
Like, I still gotta do this?
Can we just like destroy this and replicate a new one? How's you know, but yeah, I mean, and I think it was Geeky Andre that said something about shore leave, and we will get to that part too. But that whole thing, when it came down to you know, well, why should we join the Federation? And Captain Pike was like, are you kidding? You shouldn't. You know, you'll get this, but that'll probably come at the cost of us pissing off somebody. You'll probably get way new tech to get you out of the jam that we got you into in the first place. And what do you have to show for it? And the Admiral was looking at him like, man, what is wrong with you? Am I gonna have to slap you?
It was like, look, I saw them 3 different occasions. I figured, you know, they just wanted to be heard. Just wanted to be understood. Then they flew that flag, you know what I'm saying? They flew and like, yo, Pike, yo, what's up?
Bro, I will tell
Pike
you.
is doing big things.
The best way to show radical empathy, and that's a huge thing for me. I think this is why I'm more into Star Trek than I am into Star Wars, because they tackle these big concepts. It's one thing to just look at somebody and say, I understand where you're coming from, but you got to understand where I come from, you know, and that's kind of how we communicate nowadays. But when Captain Pike is like, this is where you're coming from, don't think I don't see it. So make up your mind, you know, and they're like, he gets us. The Romulans don't get us like that.
Nah, he was straight yelling at us.
You know?
He was straight yelling. He was yelling. He was yelling like they were his children. I was like,
yeah,
where? Because I know Romulans got their own ways. Now I'd be like, look, my man, don't stand over me like that. Don't stand over me like that.
I like that whole thing of him showing the people that he's talking with that he's considered their point of view, he considers their fears, and he recites them back to them unbidden. And that is one of the best ways to show somebody you talking with that you get it, that you really get it. You know, just like, hey man, I know you don't want to work with me on this project. And why should you? You're normally doing this by yourself. You haven't seen any of my work. And let's face it, though the boss assigned me to this, the boss don't show the best judgment. You know, and if you can recite to them what you're seeing, they are probably thinking, especially negatively, you are letting them know that you have considered where they come from and that they matter. Their voice counts, you know? And I thought that was a brilliant way of showing that, you know?
Definitely. So once again, that's another episode, which is hotness, but that's not where the hotness ended. Oh, no. Oh, no, that's not where it ended. We got shore leave. And on the shore leave, we find out that there's a couple of people that are designated for no fun. They literally say where fun goes to die.
I was about to say, yeah.
Look, I've I've never seen someone energized in such a mean way. Like, energize them now. Like, all right.
Well,
Like, you know, it's like when you have a cell phone and like back in the days, like depending on your age, you don't understand. Like you used to hang up on somebody and it was cathartic because you be like, you can do this, bleep, 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 and like bleep for 2 seconds and then be like, bam, and you can feel like,
I come from
but
the
now
age
on a
of
cell phone, it's like Duke. It's like, you can't really.
I come from the age of landlines and payphones, bro, and there was nothing more cathartic than yelling at somebody on a payphone, going blah 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 blah. Can you hear me?
Bam.
Yeah, that's right. Bam. You know.
But see, the Energizer is like the cell phone. You do all the yelling and you're just like boop, and it's like, oh, you're still there? Hold on. Boop.
Now, it's the lack of catharsis brought on by knowing that you have to pay for it yourself. Because I know a lot of people who have made their cell phones go flying, but they always make sure that cell phone goes flying directly into those pillows about 3 feet away.
It's like, I'm gonna throw this, but I'm gonna throw it at my bed, like right in the center where it's nice and soft. Like, all right.
It's like, no, man, this is an iPhone 12. This is like $600. I am so mad.
See, like back in the days, you could go pick up a phone, depending on your age. I don't know when you were born, but depending on your age, you could go to like Kmart, Walmart, any Best, or I take it back on that, like any of these stores and buy a telephone for like $10, $20. Now a phone costs like $2,000. You can't be
on it.
You can't be slamming that thing. $2,000. You gotta be like, I can't stand you. Bleep bleep bleep.
Boop. And then afterwards, you know, that's not all you get. But yeah, but I mean, you played on sports teams before, and finding out, like the captain of the team finding out that the rest of the team don't want to hang with them. And that really is what the first officer is. The first officer is the one that has to interact with the crew, you know? And it's one thing to be like, I can't interact with crew because I'm their boss and I have to keep a professional distance from them. It's another thing where they're like, nah, man, even if she could hang out with us, you don't want to hang out with her.
Nah, we good. We don't want to shit with you like that.
And it's just like, dude, that.
But it gave her and Noonian a chance to, it gave them a chance to bond over being mean, essentially. It was like, I like being mean, so do I. And then where we get this whole kind of lower deck side story, kind of, because we know the second we heard Enterprise Bingo,
I'm like, oh, don't Boimler this. Do not Boimler this.
Oh man, that was funny. Like Enterprise Bingo, and like they were like, well, I got to do it for research purposes. Some of it sounded actually kind of cool, and they were like, even when they shot each other, they were like, all right, lowest levels.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, wait, you doing this for research purposes? In the same way that I have to taste test my Aunt Z's red velvet cake. I have to do it for research because there's something about hers that's a little different from mine. I need another piece to figure that out.
It's like grandma, those fresh rolls that you made from scratch that had to rise for hours and you put them in. I need to test one, because I know it's the same rolls.
These. Yeah.
I'm here to test those, even though it's been the same roll since you was little, but I just want to test them just one good time. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Just sometimes ovens be tripping. Let me go and get one of those. Let me try it out quick.
Honestly. And but see, like I said, it was for research purposes. It's like, Mom,
research.
All right, let me get your mac and cheese one more time. I want to see if I can guess what you do. No, I'm gonna need some more research on this one.
Another bowl, please.
There's all right. I'm feeling the macaroni. I'm sorry, no more research.
But I think I'm feeling some cheese too.
Yeah, I'm feeling some cheese. All right, and I'm feeling them both. But I'm gonna need another bowl. Yeah, research. Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Is that more cheese? I'm gonna need another bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was fun to see that. The show really shined because I was like, okay, this is the episode where they got beat up. They gotta go. They gotta go. Like I said, and I was talking to Lisa while I was watching. I was like, all right, they're gonna have to go to the shop and I don't know what they're going to charge them because the dealership is expensive. But it's an enterprise and it's Federation, so I guess it's one of the Federation's tab. I don't know. Whatever. But I was like, it's going to cost you. I don't know. It might cost you a little, might cost you a lot, but it'll cost you. And I was wondering in the episode where you dock, what are they going to do? And they had a lot of fun set away for us, so I got to give them their props. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Props to them. Yo, I love the Fun Goes to Die, the Enterprise Bingo, all of that. It was a lot of fun.
I really like that they continued the tensions from Enterprise with what the Vulcans think of humans and how it relates to Spock. Okay. Because I'm in an interracial relationship, so I've always seen that push and pull and how being in an unconventional relationship for your culture does have real ramifications on areas of your life outside of the relationship. I mean, he was like, I was ready to come in and do all that stuff, and then I found out that you were with him. Nah. And Spock is like, no. Oh yeah, well, about that. Yeah, no.
About that. And then like, Nurse Chapel was like,
yeah. It is logical that you punched him in the face.
Yeah, because the hateration is real on the Spock side. Even though Spock is like, he's like, shoot, look, I'm doing things. I'm chill. I'm cool. Like, you the one that's an outcast. Something we got to come arrest you.
Yeah. And that's the thing that a lot of people like. I always feel I got to make this clear when it comes to Vulcans on Star Trek. The split between Vulcan and Romulus came because the Vulcans decided to suppress their emotions. Not that they don't have them, but they push them way down.
Way down in the hole.
Yeah, this is why they go crazy when they get old.
Yep.
And again, I am a very large African-American male that lives in the United States. I know the damage of suppressing your emotions. And the Romulans were like, no, man, I ain't with that. If I feel it, you gonna know I feel it. And the Vulcans are like, but feeling it makes us take actions that may lead to our doom. So it is good to feel. However, to be ruled by your emotions is not the best thing to do. We shall have logic. Cold, dead, internal logic, and yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that have always been contentious with Vulcans, because if emotions felt no logic, then why were they such jerks to Spock for being half human?
Thank you. It's like, you guys are super like emotional. Like,
it's like your elitism is an emotion that you were being ruled by presently.
Yeah, it's still an emotion. It's a branch off a little thing we like to call arrogance.
Yeah, thank you. And eventually somebody will point that out to Vulcans on the show eventually, but it's a thing. Yeah, so all in all, highly recommend that episode. I loved it. Spock Amok. My particular favorite moment in that episode was them going, all right, this is getting very close to antics. I am not looking. I do not like shenanigans. I do not like shenanigans at all, but it seems like shenanigans are the most logical outcome. Yes, it does seem that way. And I'm like, all right, at least they know.
At least they do know. Now, I put out a poll to see if people watching the show, checking out the chat. We're loving Strange New Worlds. 100% still loving it. They still loving it. But speaking of love, the next thing I want to talk about is your boy Pike and a woman named Alora.
Yeah.
All right, so when she comes off the Enterprise, the Energize or whatever, she going and beam in. He had that look on his face like, that's the joint, like, all right, you around, say you like 45, and this is the joint in high school that, like ships just pass, and then you look, you're like, oh, what? She's still coming through. I gotta keep it professional, but and even she was like, "Your shirt is very yellow." He was like,
Gold,
"Well, it's
actually.
gold, girl. It's gold, but
Yeah.
you know, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?"
I'm so glad you started doing the hand thing before I did, because you're
like,
straight up
you know,
gold, actually, girl. Because I'm a captain now, so you can't call me no lieutenant. No,
I'm grown.
This my ship. This ship is mine. This is my ship.
All this could be yours, girl. So once I saw that look, I was like, she the one that got away, huh? Or ships passed, or one got away. Something happened where y'all it couldn't work out. But
I saw that look and I'm like, so that's where Kirk learned it. All right.
Like, Pike held it down, man. I gotta give it to him. But very quickly in this episode, like the second she started talking, I was like, she full of it. I was like, it's like my grandma say, there's a lie somewhere. I don't know where it is, but there's a lie somewhere.
Hey, scratch your lie or find a thief,
It's like, and if I was one of the officers, I'd be like, look, I'm not going to tell the captain because, I'm not you, but she lying about something. I don't know what it is.
Well,
she lying about something.
They didn't exactly have that time because that doctor was like, all right, no, I need to get to your sick bay. I got to take care of this boy, Yeah. And I'm just sitting up going, all right, there's something going on there. And that whole thing, and this was really good with seeds planted with that whole, so you're the chosen one's father? Only biologically. Now get me to sick bay. I'm like, I mean, we got oops babies here on Earth, but you ain't got to be that cold, bro.
Yeah, it's like something's funny, the way you acting. Then it's like, all right, well, y'all talking about y'all don't want to show nothing. Y'all don't want to be around nothing. Y'all don't want to explain nothing. Now it's like, oh, well, we'll handle that. So what? Well, no, they fired on a Federation ship. We got to go down there. Well, then I've got to go with you. No, actually, no, you don't. You have no jurisdiction in what we be doing. All right.
But see, there is a syllable within that word that kind of like, made it so that there was a little more leeway. Of course, that word is shun. Or that syllable is shun. Or maybe jur. Anyway. But yeah, so they getting on there. And that mystery on your first watching, when you were engulfed in how awesome the show is, it's easy to miss. But with a second viewing, it's just like, nope, clue. Yeah, see,
I picked it up mad early. I'm like, why y'all being so cagey? Well, why y'all being so cagey?
My big thing was everybody's being cagey, so who is guilty?
Yeah, like something right up in here.
Not all them dogs are hunting right now. Not all them dogs. Just one of them dogs is off. And
they
when
go
we had
down
there,
they ain't got no excuse for why they being attacked and stuff. And this other colony, and
Now the thing that got me was when she was like, all of the guards have their sacred coin. This one has damage, and then he pulls out the knife and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's real convenient that when you show that you can fight, he ends up dead and he can't say nothing out loud. Wow, it's almost like I read The Watchmen.
Yeah, it's almost like you made sure to shut him up at the right time.
And but again, this is me watching it with my media savvy. And that's that big thing. This is what we call in gaming metagaming. Because I always have to remember that the characters in the story that I'm experiencing do not know that they are characters in a story.
Yeah.
And that's something I really always got to keep in mind. They don't have the wealth of previous stories and knowledge of the character tropes that I have as an observer,
But Noonien comes to save the day.
Huh?
See, because Noonien is just paranoid and untrusting enough.
That's the word. Noonien is cynical. She is like, oh, she's smiling. She up to something. Oh, she
said she
She's
liberated
still up to something.
She said she liberated some of those. I was like, stole.
No,
I liberated. I'm guessing they were begging for their freedom when you walked down there.
Yes,
right?
and that is why I'm coming to you as a linguist, because if I run this through the computer, it will be known that I liberated these things and I can cause an international incident. Security officers rule number 16, know when to break the rules.
It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's quite convenient, but I'll let you have it. It's quite convenient, but I'll let you have it.
Can I say that it is brilliant of the writers on this show to make Uhura our self-insert character, in the sense of it is through Uhura's cadetship that we are getting a full-fledged lesson on what it means to not just be a Starfleet officer in the ideological way,
okay,
but what everybody's job is.
Yeah, because we got all that information from being with the engineer as well.
Bro, with the engineer, with security. I know she's going to spend some time with Una, number one. I'm pretty sure she's going to spend some time in sickbay. And I think that's really important for a show like Star Trek to be like, all right, guys, we've told you that everybody is the best of the best, but let me show you how everybody is good at their job. And it actually reminds me of a video game, believe it or not. There is a video game out there, I believe it's called Artemis. And it's one of my favorites. It's a LAN game where you're essentially running a starship, but everybody on their computer has their own terminal, since it's a LAN game, but they all have different jobs that you would have on the Enterprise.
Okay.
And the captain just looks at the screen. They don't get a keyboard. So it's up to the captain going, engineering, I need more power from here. Hail them. Communications, what they say. And of course, I've seen the game played in group settings, and I've seen people at their particular posts lie about what they were doing. Like the communications officer going, sir, we're being hailed. Okay, there we go. No, it's the war message. They're about to declare stuff, and security is like, sir, they're powering up their weapons, and he's like, shields up. And it was like, wait, that's a show of aggression, so that makes them shoot. Or the engineer is like, I'm giving her all she's got. I'm just gonna take some power from the weapons and put these on the boosters. So it's really cool that we get to, through Uhura and what terminal she's at, this episode, we get to see the actual runnings of the ship. I thought that was, I think that's brilliant. That's really brilliant. And that really gives me a lot more oomph for the character of Uhura in a way that Zoe Saldana didn't get to show.
Y'all know how I feel about Zoe anyway. So we going.
So yeah. I mean, it really is. It really is one of those things. So yeah. But this particular story arc, I was very, and since this is a spoiler show, this episode got the slow clap from me twice. The first one is because the Federation lost. I'm not used to seeing that. It needs to happen a lot more often.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it was like, we do this horrible thing to keep our super advanced society that we're keeping away from everybody, and look at our Prince Namor. And and don't you make people suffer for what you do? I'm like, nah, don't pull that hypocrites card. What you're doing is freaking monstrous. And you know it. That's why you don't talk to nobody.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, let's go into that real quick. All right. It doesn't take long to realize, because I said it out loud when I was watching. I was like, this kid is a prisoner. I was like, it didn't take long. When we were in the sick bay, I was like, why can't nobody speak to the kid? Kid can't say nothing. I was like, this kid is a prisoner. I was like, y'all trying to act like he the golden child. This kid is a prisoner. Then this whole thing of, all right, I'm tired of straw man arguments. And I know we get them in real life. The TV show, it's not their fault that we get straw man arguments.
So you don't watch
all
TV
the time.
at all.
Well, no. What I'm talking about is, in most cases, no. You just have the bad guy being bad and the good guy being good, or something. It's rare that you see like these loose, weak straw man arguments. So she was like, "So no children suffer." It's not the same. You are literally breeding these children for them to suffer. People suffer by happenstance, by chance, by white supremacy, by all kinds of other things, but there isn't a whole society set up to watch this kid die so they can kind of kick it and keep going to, Fridays at sunset. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not the same. You know it. Why would you even say that? Do you think I'm not smart enough to rebut this? It's not the same. How many children on Earth or in the Federation are
batteries
to be nice as tributes to the society? Stop it.
They're not the
We're
greatest
not
kids
sacrificing kids.
Yeah.
We're not sacrificing kids in any of the societies in the Federation. You know that. I know that. That's why you haven't joined. Stop it. Like, stop acting like, get out of here.
Well, one, they're not the greatest kids in the world. They're just a tribute. And second,
they're not the greatest kids in the world.
Look, I got to throw a joke in somewhere because this is
these kids aren't. He's no saint.
Yeah, no, these kids are actually batteries. You may as well call them copper top. All right. Yeah. But what I did like about that scene is, is he suffering? Yeah. And there's no way around it. No. Who designed this thing? Whose idea was this? And them going, we don't know. We don't know how it works. We just know that it works. And I'm like, all right, I can see it. But I come from the philosophy of, if you feel you got to keep it secret, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You know it. You know you are going to get nothing but crap from anybody about raising a child to plug into this society to terraform a planet and get all this technology that you don't give away.
And they're like, okay, my thing is like, okay, the kid, they plug him into the thing so the city stays floating or the country stays floating or whatever. I'm like, but you just said that you have a colony on the moon where I'm assuming they don't have to sacrifice kids to live there. Why don't you just go there? Or did you ever think?
No, the colony on the moon, and they made this clear, did not have the same luxuries. It didn't have the same.
I'm sorry, we couldn't have roast duck on Thursdays. Man, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Look, you don't care because it's not you or it's not your child. Be honest. Just say it.
That was the entire premise. I mean, not to get all political, but I got to get to my meeting down by the docks in the next hour. Is right now we're doing all of this complaining about inflation and gas prices and trying to blame the president when it's open knowledge that all these companies, be it Kroger, Google, and all the gas companies, are talking 30% more net profit because of these prices than they had last year. And it's like, if you're making and again, net is after expenses. So this is all money in pocket. That says, oh yeah, the gas prices don't gotta be this high, but it is. And people are trying to blame the government. And I'm like, I blame the government for not putting caps on them prices. But so yeah, that's the whole thing. When something bad and terrible is happening, you have to look at who benefits. And when Pike saw that, he was like, I'm starting to remember why you're the one who got away. Girl, you crazy.
Like, He was like, peace, energize.
Yes. If I can't
And
nuke this
also
planet,
a thing that's very interesting. I don't know how old people are watching this show. I don't know. You might be old, might be young. I would implore you, unless you can remember, gas prices got really high under another president. His last name was Bush. He was a Republican. They got extremely high, and so high that Exxon made $40+ billion in 1 quarter of profit. That means they paid all of their bills and had $40+ billion in 3 months. All right. Nobody blamed him at all. The Congress brought the oil companies before them in a Senate sub-hearing. It means nothing. It's a waste of your time and ours, but they brought them up there anyway. And then the prices did go back down a little bit. They slid back down. But I did not see stickers on gas stations talking about how Bush them made the prices go up. Nobody. You want to know why? Because there's a certain group that's like, oh, when it's their turn, everything's their fault. When it's our turn, well, there's just circumstances. But you know what? Look, we'll leave that alone.
That's for the meeting tonight down by the docks.
Do your own research. But I was there. I remember.
Yeah, wear a mask because of COVID.
Yeah, wear a mask
because we get raided. But yeah, so yeah, but seriously, that my slow clap was that the Federation lost, and my second slow clap was when the antagonist was like, "I lost," I lost. That ain't cool. But you know what? I'm gonna help you out. Doc, because I was trying to save my kid. It sucks. Let me try and help you save yours. And I got to give a major shout out to those kids. Okay.
Yes. Great acting.
To be stupidly pretentious. I saw kids.
Thank you.
I just saw
kids being
I
kids.
see the kids going, oh yeah, no, this place is primitive, but it's got some stuff. Look, I did this thing with subspace. Yay.
Yes, they can be inquisitive. Like kids can be smart without being adults in small bodies. Yes. Like he was inquisitive. He was interested. He was tuned into their conversations. He was listening to grown folks' business. He was, and
then when he went and got
he was never like, I need my mochaccino, stat. No, he wasn't doing that. Unlike another child who has kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm letting it ride. I'm gonna leave that kid alone because I know that's what they telling the kid to do. So as another kid, another star property. But I'm gonna let it slide.
Another kid.
I'm gonna let it slide.
That's a different show. That's for Sunday.
I know. I'm gonna let that kid slide. But
the fact that when he let the doctor's daughter out of the transport field and they showed her playing hopscotch. Yeah. I'm like, thank you.
Just kids having fun.
If the other kids can come outside so they can play. That's it. That's all.
He went looking. Imagine this. He went looking around, snooping like kids do, unfortunately. You find them all in your stuff. Or you see these videos online where they done gotten to the all-purpose flour and the whole kitchen looked like it's a cocaine sale going on. But
they decide to help you wash the car and they use a handful of rocks because it reminds them of soap. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but two kids saw each other and immediately to playing. And that was awesome. That was awesome to see. And it was good to see her having some fun because of the situation we know she's in. She's, I guess, basically terminal cancer. They called it cygoleukemia or something like that. I don't know. Something I can't pronounce. But anyway, it was fun and good that she had that connection with the kid. Unfortunately, he ain't gonna be in the next episode. But we have that moment between them that is just, it's it's sweet and it's cute. And I've been that kid that's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. We were just playing. Like, you know, I've been that kid.
We've all been that kid. I think we've all been on both sides of that. You know, it's like, man, I'm sorry, Anthony, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. 3 weeks later, man, I'm sorry, Solar, I didn't mean to get you in trouble. You know, I mean,
it's like we were just playing, and we thought if we just played in here, it'd be okay. But still, playing in general is still just, it's a no-go because, of course, Dad is like, hey, she's terminal and she can't be doing this. But then on the other side, it's like, well, she is terminal, so shoot, maybe she should at least have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Do something. I mean,
yeah,
you gotta do something.
So, yeah. So seriously, somebody in the chat just raised a really good question. And
is this the best?
Yeah, I gotta say, like, the question for those of y'all listening is this the best of the 4 new Star Trek series on Paramount Plus? And excuse me, what I will say is that there is no objective way to answer that question.
Yeah, because
the only objective question that can be answered when it comes to the new 4 shows on Star Trek is that Picard is the worst. Okay, but is this one the best? That's really hard.
And actually, there's 5 shows. We're missing one. There's 5.
But real talk,
Discovery, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Picard.
Yeah.
But I guess Jamieson. I hope I'm not screwing up your name. I'm assuming Jamieson is just leaving Picard out because they just like, we already know. Like we all know. Like we love look, Jean-Luc, we love you, but like they doing you wrong, dude. They doing you wrong.
Yeah. Do another Marvel movie, bro. Now, but when it comes down to it, I will say that I enjoy Strange New Worlds more than I have enjoyed any of the other 4 Star Trek shows. Now, does that mean it's good? I have to question what metric are you using? Because is it the best shot in its first season? Yes, but it is just as well shot from a technical angle as Discovery season 3. Does it have the best writing? I don't know, because its writing is on par with Discovery season 3. Its comedy is on par with Lower Decks, and its wonder is on par with Prodigy. So I mean, you know, I will say that it is my favorite of the 4 new shows. But is it the best? I can't answer that question.
All right, cool. So, all right, it's your favorite, but you don't know if it's the best. For me, no. I really like Strange New Worlds, but Discovery.
Okay.
Discovery gives me the action, and I love action. 2, first thing before the action, Discovery brought Star Trek back. I know there's a lot of people mad about Star Trek Discovery. They can be as mad as they want. The money would not have come in without Discovery. Discovery brought Star Trek back. And Discovery, for me, but at the same time, I'm, maybe for better or for worse, not bogged down by every single show and every single cartoon and every single comic book and novel of Star Trek. I know a little bit of Next Generation, most of DS9, and then Discovery. That's it. So that's all. Okay. That's all. So I'm able to look at this Discovery a little differently. Now, of course, Discovery got a lot of hate just because of racism. So we'll just kick that off. We'll just punt that off the board anyway. But then, and sexism, and just punt that off the board. But I'll actually back up on the sexism a little bit, because this is a longer show, but what Sonequa Martin Green is experiencing is not something that a white woman in her same role would experience. So it's divorced from womanhood.
I don't know. I would ask that question.
In many ways, it's divorced from womanhood. Different fandoms can you know.
What I will say is this.
But that's a longer episode. That's a longer show.
What I am saying is that I forgot the name of the actress that plays Michael. Okay, but
Shaniqua Martin Green.
Yeah, all right. Shaniqua Martin Green is doing. She's getting it from both angles, from woman and black. All right, because it's not like she is one more than the other. So it's not like the people that are gonna hate her because she's the woman captain are going to be like, oh, no, wait. The people that hate her because she's black, they got this? Cool. I was just going to a different property. No,
yeah, but what I'm saying is we've seen women in charge in Star Trek before, and we haven't seen this minute attention to detail, hyper-specific nitpicking of their jobs.
I'm letting you know.
This way. So you know that there's a multiplier there.
No, here, I'm letting you know, yes, we did. When Voyager first came out, Janeway got nothing but hate mail. Kate Mulgrew got nothing but hate. However, it came out pre-Twitter.
But we did not see that word with the hard R. We did not see that.
No, we didn't.
We never did.
The point that I'm making.
That's why I say that there's still a slight difference.
The point that I'm making is that Kate Mulgrew got it for being a woman. All right. Our boy, whose name I can't forget. I forgot because I'm sleep deprived. But Cisco.
Oh, okay. See, now I'm forgetting his name, but Cisco.
Avery Brooks.
Yeah.
For being black. But Miss Green gets it from both of those same crowds in a time where it's much easier to put it out there. So, I'm making it clear she's getting at both barrels instead of the big ones that each of the other two got.
Yeah, okay? And this is an even longer show, so I won't go. But don't think that just because Avery is a man that there's only one barrel. The barrel is different, but the barrel is also hyper aggressive due to his manhood. Which is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, there are layers. There are layers with all this.
But back to Discovery.
Yeah. But people are liking Discovery because of those things. It's got the action. Yeah,
the action. I love the action. Mm-hmm. The way when that show opened up, the first thing I said out loud was like, "Oh, they spending money. They spending money on this show."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." So because see. Star Trek has had varying levels of quality. But when they opened up, I was like, ooh, okay. When I saw that trailer, I was like, all right, we looking good. But when the show started, I was like, all right. And then the music, I was like, whoa. Then the acting, I was like, cool. Michelle Yeoh was a great pick. Tilly, wow.
Yeah.
I like that girl now. Like, so
there's really
came through with the crew. The money spent on the screen. Like, so I was impressed. But at the same time, I'm not bogged down by like Voyager and Enterprise. So I don't really know all that stuff. So it doesn't really affect my decision in ways that it might affect someone else's. But me, I was blown away the second it came on screen. And I was sold then. So for me,
when I first saw Discovery,
I think it's Discovery.
See, when I first saw Discovery, I went in with the skepticism that I do with every new Star Trek show. All right. However, what I will say is everything that you said has merit. The thing that Discovery does not have for me is the childlike wonder that Star Trek has always tried to bring to the table. Okay.
Always?
Huh?
Always?
I said always tried.
Oh, I was like, I don't remember seeing any of that in like the original series, but
bro, the original series was all about that. Keep in mind, it was 1965. We hadn't even made it to the moon.
In the year of our Lord and Savior, 1965.
Well, this is important because we hadn't made it to the moon yet, bruh. There were no satellites in the sky. So the original series Star Trek was when we get out to a universe, there are going to be aliens. There's going to be fancy weapons. There was this sense of imagination coupled with, and a lot of the same issues that we have.
There's going to be tribbles.
Yeah. And the Next Generation tried bringing that with higher levels of special effects. Then came Rick Berman. What I'm not getting from Discovery.
Oh man, that's cold.
Huh?
That's cold.
Hey. But the thing is, Star Trek lost that halfway through The Next Generation. And I've watched all the shows, and I love Discovery. You know, I love Discovery, especially with the time and the hypertech and all that stuff. Okay. But what Strange New Worlds gives me that Discovery doesn't is a sense of positive wonder. You know, that's the thing. I actually have a hopeful vision of a Star Trek future in a much deeper capacity than I do when I watch Discovery, because Discovery is kind of right in the thing of the future is going to look a lot like today, except for with better toys. It seems to be answering the questions of the cynic, except for the last 3 episodes when they were in that other universe and they had the entire plot line based on learning how to communicate with that species. And the species going, oh, my bad, we didn't know that we were messing you up, you know, all that stuff. That was the essence of what I've always known Star Trek to be.
Yeah.
And
you were also dealing with a federation that had literally fallen. Yeah. Like, we're talking about the Federation, what, about 1,500 years apart or so?
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, it's not just it. A lot of the Star Trek shows, Next Generation, they didn't have any suspension of disbelief. They kept asking questions of, how can the Federation use no money when there's still things of value in the universe? Are they explorers or are they a military? They're a military force, so they should be out conquering. Well, and they do all this other stuff, and they forget about the exploration, the wonder, and the amazement at the stuff that's out there. If you look at Voyager, Deep Space Nine, The Next Generation, and even Enterprise, the shows themselves really felt like a day in the life of an office worker. You know, yeah, we're finding another planet. Oh, it's another planet. It's kind of fascinating, but something's going to happen. But when I watch Strange New Worlds, in all the shots and all the crew performances and the writing, it shows me a vast universe that makes me want to get out there and see it.
I wonder if that's due to the time.
I don't
due to the time that the show is set in.
I don't believe so, because even with the Next Generation, the Enterprise D was still an exploration vessel. It had a lot of diplomatic missions, but its continuing mission was to explore strange new worlds. And
yeah, but it was still a different galaxy that they were, or a different universe that they were kind of like, you know, scuttling about in.
What do you mean different universe? Are you talking continuity timeline or what?
No, I'm talking about like different things have happened by then, different wars, different alliances, different, you know. Oh, yeah. So you're talking about kind of like, it's kind of like, I wonder if we're talking about, say, like the NBA in the 70s as opposed to the NBA now. You know, like, so for instance, the NBA now, we're like, oh, well, the NBA is played like this. Like, depending on your age, I'm sure a lot of people love the 3-ball, but to a certain degree, basketball is kind of like basketball tennis. It's like, you shoot a 3, you shoot a 3, you shoot a 3. So you could put that kind of in the Star Trek Discovery line, because they're like in the future, actually a whole nother 1,000 years in the future from like everybody. But then you go back to the past in the 70s, it was way more big man focused. Like the center barely touches the ball these days, outside of rebounds. But that's, you know, it's the same league and the same sport, but played extremely differently. And I mean, even if you look at like football, American football, soccer is a little different, but I mean, still kind of a similar thing.
No, I mean, we are literally on the same page, because I look at it like filmmaking today versus filmmaking in the 70s. Okay. In the 70s, there was more experimentation. There was more discovery of new camera techniques and bold scripts and stories that were stories that had risk, you know, And today, everything's got to have a formula to assure return on investment. And when I see,
because shareholders, they got to get that money.
When I see Discovery, I can see like the Federation up until they went to the future. It had very much falling into that DS9 second half of the Next Generation, where it wasn't as much about exploration as it was assuring return on Federation investment. And Strange New Worlds is about what's over here. Who are these new species that we're going to meet? What are we going to learn? And that is the thing that I don't get from Discovery. And I know they're different stories, because Discovery is about putting together or putting back together that which broke.
Yeah.
But,
in a world where nobody even trusts the Federation anymore.
Exactly. So it does kind of give me a newer feel, which is why last season I thought was the best one yet. But when they were on the other side of the universe and they were on the other side of the galaxy and they were in that new universe, that was
when they went to the other side with the Terran Federation and everything.
Yes. And no, not the mirror universe. I'm talking the galaxy that was releasing the big things that were when they were talking with that and trying to figure out what was going on, how to talk to it, do these things know that we're there, all this establishing of first contact protocols, that is what felt like Star Trek to me. Okay, it didn't feel like administrative poop. It didn't feel
administrative poop.
It didn't feel like, all right, well, we got protocols for this, and let's just do this whole thing.
Administrative.
If you look at half of the episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation, first contact had been established, and now the Enterprise is being sent out for a diplomatic negotiation. And that newness, that sense of discovery, that we made first contact and they didn't blow our brains out or poison us with something, and now we can talk to them about joining the Federation. And that's where Picard came in, right? And with this show, watching Captain Pike be the captain that is out there making contact, just like in the last season of Discovery, we're making contact with these species that haven't talked to the Federation for 1,000 years, and Michael Burnham haven't met themselves. So it's her talking to the butterfly people. It's that crew trying to figure out how this species communicates and what language it is. And that sense of newness and wonder is what Strange New Worlds brings to bear, that the other Star Trek shows, including Discovery, have kind of turned their back on. It is the other shows seem to be more reflective of the banality of space travel and organization, and not the newness and wonder of being somewhere you've never been, meeting people you've never met. You get what I mean? And that's what I get from Strange New Worlds.
I think we'll probably get some of that in the next season, because since it's the final season of Discovery, I don't really see them bringing out a big bad unless they're going to leave it in a situation where it's kind of like they end the show like The Wire, or they end it like Breaking Bad or Sopranos, where it's just like, okay, and life went on. Draw your own conclusions. Maybe, but I'm guessing we'll get like a seasonal sort of epilogue where it's like they're picking themselves up, building the Federation, and then maybe things can be great again. And then we'll have a story 500 years from then, like I said, where it's like, after years of peace.
I think
years of peace.
I think when they wrap up Discovery, they're either going to introduce a brand new crew and a brand new ship for the new Federation, or one of the members of Discovery is going to get their own ship. God knows who it's going to be. But
yeah, because I'm trying to think who could get.
Actually, no, they're going to go into District 13 or Section 13.
Yeah,
and
Section 13 is getting their own show.
Spinoff. But so with Strange New Worlds, I don't know if it's better than Discovery, but I enjoy it more than I enjoy Discovery for the reasons that I stated: the wonder, the newness that comes out in every frame and every panel. It's like this show reminds me of Star Trek really getting back to its roots and not picking up on the cynicism of the 90s and early 2000s. You know,
Okay.
so
Now, with that said, I'm going to leave off with Jamieson's instead of final thoughts, I'm going to leave off with Jamieson's last statement, saying Roddenberry's concept of the future is one of optimism, not without conflict, of course, but ultimately moving toward positivity, the triumph of the human spirit, something like that. Something like that. But
yeah, and so, I definitely get that. I definitely get that with Strange New Worlds more than I do with any other show. You know, so yeah, that is that right there. That's the cool stuff. You know, and if you want to know more about the way that I look at this stuff, then you can find me Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. at twitch.tv/BID_P.
Yeah.
All right, we talk about all this stuff with storytelling, geek stuff, tabletop role-playing game concepts and creative writing, along with painting and all that other stuff. Like, come on down, check it out, Monday through Friday at 3. And I know a lot of y'all got jobs, but let's be real. I don't know a single person, and I'm a middle-aged man, all right? I'm on the better side of 50, and I don't know one singular person that don't got additional windows and tabs up at work. All right? But
open the tab for them, brother.
You know, just listen to the conversation. You know, listen to the conversation. See what you got. I am so open to being contacted and talked to about this, especially my nerds of color, my nerd women, my LGBT nerds, my neurodivergent nerds. Come on out and talk. I want to hear what you got to say because I probably feel the same way too. And normally, like this is normally I'm in a turtleneck, but again, I'm yard work. You know, so yeah.
Nah, don't hold it back. It's not because of the yard work. Yeah, once a year. Solar Gray, though he is a cinematic sorcerer, once a year he must release the guns for everyone to see.
Yeah, for yard work. If I wear the turtleneck while I'm doing yard work, the things I dig up might actually get me in their tentacles, and I got to be limber and kind of slippery.
Yeah,
you know, the Wizard's Tower. The Wizard's Tower is no joke. There are things here.
Oh man, so on my end, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all those places. Whew. It was good to see y'all. You know what actually was good? What was super good was being at can I can I assist you? But I'm trying to tell them goodbye.
Time?
I know. Just I'll be over there in a second. So guys, we made it. We made it all the way through a stream. Here's why this is important to me. Last 2 weeks, I've been having issues on the tech side. I don't know. I think I've rooted out what the problem is. It's weird that is the problem, but I found out what the problem is. You think that a docking station made by Dell would work and play well with a laptop made by Dell. But you never know. The whole reason I bought it is because it was Dell, and I was like, yo, I don't want to have no issues, and I had issues. But we're back. I did a stream 2 days ago, gaming. Not only did I game and stream, but I also recorded the stream, and someone came in and played with me. Shouts out to Jawan for coming and playing some Streets of Rage with me. And we streamed today. Not a hiccup. We back, y'all. We back, baby. We back. Anyway, look, Geeky Andre, Hitflix, Jamieson, Stargate. Who else was up in here? Joanne, and whoever else might be lurking or whatever. Thank you for rolling through. Much love to all y'all. Are you ready to say peace? We gonna give them some beats and some dope beats and some black comics. You want to do that?
Chong good.
Chonga too. No, we ain't showing them Chong. We tell them bye. Go bye. Anyway, we love all y'all. Peace. We out, y'all. We out.
That if you keep dwelling in the past, you will remain in the past. Can I get a fucking yeah?
Good day, gentlemen. This is a pre-recorded briefing made prior to your departure, in which for security reasons of the highest importance has been known on board during the mission. Now that you are in Jupiter's space and the entire crew is revived, it can be told you. 18 months ago, first evidence of intelligent life off the Earth was discovered. It was buried 40 feet below the lunar surface, near the crater Pike. Except for a single, very powerful radio emission aimed at Jupiter, the 4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert. Its origin and purpose, still a total mystery.
listening to my daddy, All Gorilla MC.